Hello, YouTube. Today on The Naughty Librarian, I am doing pretty much my last book haul of 2024. Year's almost over. I don't think I'm gonna have time for another book haul, nor will I have enough books for one. So here we are doing a book haul, everybody. Also, low-key, this might get silly because I'm feeling pretty delirious at the moment. I just got over being sick, and I've had a real dick punch of a few days. So here we are. I'm still going, everybody. Let's get into some books I have been collecting lately. So first group of books I have here is like 6 of them, and these are all books that the publisher sent me. So let's knock these ones out first. First up, sent to me from Tor, is Murder by Memory by Olivia Waite. So this one is a novella. It's pretty short. I think this is probably 100 pages. Oh my gosh, I got it right. It was 100 pages on the nose. Look at me. I know how many pages things are. So Murder by Memory is kind of like described as Becky Chambers meets Miss Marple. And already, say no more, take my money, please. This seems awesome. So we're following this woman. Her name is Dorothy Gentleman. And basically, they're on like a generation ship, and she is one of the detectives on this ship. And essentially, you can get a new body when your regular body wears out, or maybe, you know, it's too old. You can get a new body, or you can get your consciousness like stored in the library till I guess the ship gets to wherever it's going. Problem is, someone's killing people on this ship and then like deleting the memory files. So, something sinister is afoot. Up to Dorothy to figure out who's doing it and how to stop them. Sent to me by Bramble, which I believe is in like the romance offshoot of Tor books, is The Songbird and the Heart of Stone by Carissa Broadbent. And I think this one is actually a spin-off series to the Crowns of Nixia series, which I haven't read. But this is book 1 of the spin-off, so there's that. It's an established universe that I don't know anything about. But here we are, trying it out. And Carissa Broadbent, I've read, I can't remember what book the name of it was, but I have read it, so I'll put it on screen here. Didn't love that one, but I didn't hate it. So I do want to give the author a second chance. And when this one came along, I was like, all right, let's try it out. So the way this is being marketed, essentially, it's kind of like A Court of Thorns and Roses by way of Dante's Inferno. Take my money. That sounds awesome, right? So we're following this girl named Misha, and she was turned into a vampire against her will. And then she's like, man, fuck my maker. He turned me into a vampire. I was like devoted to the sun god. This goes against everything I like. So she kills her maker. And then everyone's like, no, you can't kill people. You're on trial for murder now. And then, you know, one thing leads to another. She ends up having to like team up with this guy, Asar, who's like a prince of shadow. And they have to go to the underworld and like save a death god. And it's like this whole adventure. But yes. Sexy, broody vampires. Tell me no more. I'm already excited. Also, Court of Thorns and Roses by way of Dante's Inferno. Yes. So I am highly intrigued by this one. Let me know if you've read the other like trilogy I think this is a spin-off of, and if I have to read it before I read this. Let me know in the comments. Another one from Bramble, I have Wooing the Witch Queen by Stephanie Burgess. It sounds so freaking cool. And also, since this is an arc, it's really cool that they give like, you know, they give you like the little marketing advice on the back, and it actually gives you a heat rating. So you can tell how spicy this is gonna get. And this is a 2 out of 5. So only like a dash of spice. But anyway, it sounds really fun. It seems like it's going to be funny. It gives me like That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon vibes by Kimberly Lemming, and I love that series, so I feel like this is a natural progression of something else I would like. So even though this does give me a lot of like marketing campaign advice here, it actually doesn't tell me much of anything about what the plot is, and I forget what the plot is off the top of my head, if I'm being honest with you. But honestly, tell me no more, take my money. This seems amazing. I love the cover, I love the title, and it basically says, in a gaslit world where hags and ogres lurk in thick pine forests, 3 magical queens form an uneasy alliance to protect their lands from invasion. And love turns their worlds upside down. Dun dun dun. I don't even need to know more. This is a cover interest buy. I guess it was sent to me, but whatever, cover buy. And like the finished version comes out in February, and it's supposed to have like sprayed edges. So I'm kind of bummed out I didn't get sprayed edges on the arc, but whatever. It's an arc. I got it for free. Beggars can't be choosers. Harlequin was so nice to send me the Antisocial season by Adele Buck. And this one seems really, really cool because they're kind of playing with gender roles in this one, which your girl loves. So Thea, She was a firefighter, first responder for like 10 years. And now, like, there's been too many close calls. She is burnt the F out, but she loves the fire department. And they give her the opportunity to stay on with the fire department, but as like the social media marketing manager. And she's like, I don't know those words. And what do they do? Enter Simon. And he is kind of like a nerdy librarian kind of guy, but knows marketing. And he's like, I'll teach you. Oh my gosh, Thea, you were my high school crush. And she's like, I don't remember you. A little bit of a second chance romance. I don't know, but I like the fact that it's a female firefighter, male librarian, because usually we get so many books with the opposite. So this one, my interest is officially piqued. Harlequin also sent me Lone Wolf in Lights by Stacey Kennedy. So this is also another like holiday romance. And this one is kind of like cowboy, country, Christmas type of a thing. Except this one is more like girl power involved. And I'm like, okay, I could do a girl power cowboy Christmas. Tell me more. So you have Willow Quinn. She moves to this small town in Montana and she's like, I'm opening a bar that's like safe for women. And she has kind of like a dark past and she's getting over stuff. And she's like, I want a clean slate. Great for her. However, the town is like, you're not from here. We're gonna be mean to you. And she's like, but I'm not mean. I'm nice. And then enter Eli. He is a former bull rider. And he's like, okay, I got you. Why don't we fake date? Because then if you're like with a local, then you're supposed to be here. Like people will get off your fucking back. And then, you know, fake dating leads to they fall in love for real. And I'm way into that. So both of them are going to have dark pasts. They're getting over things, moving on with their lives, and also kind of small town cowboy Christmas girl power fantasy. So loving it. I think this has like a lot of tropes that I'm really into. Yet another book from Harlequin. They have been spoiling me recently. I have Illicit Temptations by Katie Robert. So Katie Robert, I feel, is a big name in the romance booktube book talk community. She writes some good spicy stories. And this one in particular is a mashup of two of her novellas, which is Make Me Yours and Make Me Need. Both of them seem to be kind of like billionaire romances, but also enemies to lovers. One of them has a whoopsie baby that means accidental pregnancy. And the other one is definitely much more like, oh, we shouldn't, but we're gonna, but maybe we're not, but like we're gonna do it anyway. One of those brothers best friend situations. So, I mean, honestly, all I saw was Katie Robert and I was like, yes, give me the book. Cause like, I love a good spicy romance, and this one is like two short ones, and I love it. All right, so that was it from the publisher. All the rest of these I have bought with my own money, so let's get into those. First up, I have Angel Time and Of Love and Evil by Anne Rice. This is her like Seraphim Assassin series. It's a duology. I haven't read it yet, but I do want to read it, so probably coming at you 2025. I will have some recaps on these ones. I'm pretty excited about it. This is like the last series from Anne that I haven't read yet that I want to recap outside of like some standalone books. So I'm running out of Anne Rice books. There's not going to be anymore. So I don't know. Here we are. Angel Assassin doing angel assassin things. I don't know a lot about it, but it sounds like a cool premise. So I'm going to read them. And also these are fairly short for Anne Rice. She is usually much more verbose than this. Just recently released is Servant of Earth by Sarah Holly. I have said this many times, but if you're not on the Sarah Holly train, you need to be on the Sarah Holly train. She has another series called Glimmer Falls. It has like 3 books in it already. Laugh out loud, hilarious. I love that series so much. And now this is a completely different series, completely different world. Whereas Glimmer Falls, it's like fun paranormal romp. It's a rom-com, silly, zany, smutty, all the things you like. This one, very dark romantasy. So like complete 180 on like tone. But you know, if you like a dark, broody, bloody, violent fantasy novel that also has spice, like this is gonna be your girl. And I'm trying my best not to read a lot about like the plot here because I kind of want to go in blind and be surprised. But basically you follow Kenna. She gets pulled into like the Fae realm, and the Fae realm has like a bunch of different houses in it. and they all compete in something. I know I'm over kind of like magical competitions, but for Sarah Holly, I'll do it again. And then like whoever wins like this competition, or they have to go through trials or something, and then like they get immortality. And if they fail, they die. And McKenna is like a servant of a lady who's trying to go through these trials. And if she fails, McKenna gets executed with her. So like, yeah, she has like problems. Because I'm pretty sure she's a human. She's not Fae. And then she has to, I don't know. There's a lot of like really despicable people in this book. There's like a lot of violence and blood and guts and smutty bits. And I love it. I'm already into it. I'm very excited to read this one. Another romantasy I picked up is Fantasma by Kaylee Smith. And I don't know, I'm nervous about this one. To be honest, it kind of seemed like grown-up Caraval. Remember that book? Very similar kind of idea here. We're following this girl, Ophelia. Her mother gets murdered already. We're starting off rough. And then she finds out, uh-oh, I have inherited her debts. We're in trouble. So sister's like, hey, I know how to fix this. I'm gonna enter Fantasma, which is like a magical like competition where like people die in it, and it's hard to win. And then Ophelia's like, no, sister, why have you done such a thing? I have to enter this competition to keep you safe, la la la. And it kind of gives me like a haunted house vibe, like you have to survive a haunted house. So that was what intrigued me about it, because like I love a haunted house story. I don't know, the Caraval part of it makes me like a little iffy because I didn't really love Caraval. But this is adult and it's ghosts, so fingers crossed I'm into it. But like this was the one I am the most like, it's gonna be hit or miss for me, but I'm gonna try it out and see how I feel about it. I also have The Teller of Small Fortunes by Julie Leong. And this one's kind of like cozy a little bit. It's like a cozy misfit crew type of situation. Our main character is named Tao, and they're an immigrant fortune teller. And she's just kind of trying to make her way on her own. It's a little bit of like a lonely existence, but she's making it work for her. And the thing with Tao is that she only tells small fortunes. Like, hey, you're gonna lose your coat tomorrow. Little things, right? So she can't really get herself into too much trouble. Except she does. She gets herself into some trouble. I guess she gets roped into like a heist type of thing. So group of misfit characters coming together, found family, a heist, and also fortune telling. Like this has a lot of things that like ring my like interest bells. So very excited for this one, surprisingly. It seems like it's gonna be cozy fantasy, and sometimes I just want something cozy to read, and I don't know, I just get good vibes from it. I also picked up Bloodguard by Ceci Robson, and like, ooh, look at these sprayed edges. They're so pretty. Love it. And Ceci Robson is an author I have read for quite a long time, and it's an author that I have never like talk to someone else who has read, and I feel like I'm insane. She wrote this series called like The Weird Sisters, and if you like paranormal romance, contemporary fantasy, werewolves and witches and all kinds of stuff, oh my, if you're a fan of like Alona Andrews, I think you would really get into Ceci Robson. It's an older series. I believe it's complete, so go check that one out. Highly recommend. And now Bloodguard, which is completely a kind of a different story. This one is more like high romantasy rather than like contemporary fantasy where it's like the real world. This is Fantasyland. Ooh, and there's art inside. I didn't even open this. Oh, it's so pretty. I just saw Ceci Robson in Autobot. So we're following Leaf. He comes to this new town. He's like, oh, I'm trying to like, I don't know, be free and like have a good life. So he's like, oh, I'll volunteer to be a gladiator. There's your first problem, sir. Like, this is a bad idea. And it is, because now he's basically like enslaved. And he's like, well, I guess this is just my life. I fight people to the death every day, la la la. And then this like Fae royal named Maeve comes by, and she's like, listen, you could be a part of my blood guard, and then like that's like will get you out of the arena. It's like a chance at freedom. And the thing is, Leaf hates like the royal Fae because that's the whole reason he's in this position in the first place. He's like, I don't want to trust you, but like you're offering me something I want, so like I'm gonna. And then like probably romance from there. So love that. Also gorgeous art, Ceci Robson. Honestly, I just saw the author and I said auto buy. So very excited for this one. And last but not least on this list, I picked up We Solve Murders by Richard Osman. It's kind of a title buy because I just like the cover. I like the title, We Solve Murders. And Richard Osman has written a lot of like murder mysteries. I believe he wrote the Tuesday Murder Club series, which I haven't read honestly, but this one seems really fun. There's like Steve Wheeler. He is a little bit of a retiree, but he used to be kind of like a private detective type of thing. And then there's Amy Wheeler. So Steve is like, I guess, her father-in-law, and Amy works in private security. She's trying to protect this best-selling author named Rosie D'Antonio. And then, dead body shows up in a bag of money. Shit's about to get real. And she's like, I don't have anyone I can trust to call, but I can call my father-in-law. So they kind of have to like team up. I love it. Like an old crotchety man and a younger woman have to team up to solve a murder. Like, tell me no more. I'm so into this. And it's an author I haven't read before, and I know like well beloved for a lot of other books, so I feel like this is probably a safe buy that I'll probably like. All right, so that was just a bunch of books I've picked up recently. I'm always gonna get more books, so we'll do some more book hauls in the future, but this is my last one for 2024. Isn't that wild? Anyway, let me know in the comments down below what's a book you're super anticipating that's coming out either in December of 2024 or sometime in 2025. What's your hotly anticipated read? Let me know in the comments. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like. If you want to see more videos, make sure you subscribe. And if you want cool exclusive content, including early access to videos and a book club, you can consider becoming a channel member or a patron. Links for that are in the description down below. And on that note, I'll see you guys soon. Goodbye.